Be me, 31F. People Ops at a mid-sized SaaS company, MS, in Industrial Organizational Psych. Been doing the corporate grind for like 7 years. Drive a black Polestar 2. Live in a renovated loft in Queen Anne with exposed brick, concrete floors, and an embarrassing number of plants. My whole life is curated. Clean aesthetic. Socially aware HR is not how I see it. Though I don't think of myself as some paperwork person, I think of myself as a culture designer. To me, the office is a front line for social progress, and I'm the one holding the map. Company is around 170 people. Engineering is basically a hoodie colony, like 85% guys, quiet, awkward, camera off types. Sales and marketing are the opposite, probably 65% women, loud, stylish, always posting pics from team events. Leadership is a mix, but the CEO, Mark, is pure conflict avoidant. Gen X energy dude, just wants to go to his lake house, mess with his boat, and pretend the company runs itself. He trusts me completely with people ops, mostly because he is terrified of saying the wrong thing and getting dragged for it, which gives me a lot of room to operate, a lot of power. Honestly, power. I tell myself I'm using for the right reasons. I've always had a problem with engineering here. They make the most money, they get the best perks, they work weird, flexible hours, and nobody questions it. And they're still the least involved in company culture. They skip inclusion sessions. They leave cameras off during all hands. They ignore the pronoun format in Slack signatures. It annoys me way more than it should, like deep in my nervous system annoying. I look at them and see people benefiting from a system that was built around them. Meanwhile, the women in customer success and social are getting hammered every day. Angry clients, brand emergencies, constant emotional labor for like half of what a junior developer pulls in. My head. That's not random. That's structural. And last year, I decided I was going to do something about it. Then Q4 rolls around. Comp cycle season, merit review, my favorite part of the year. This is where things actually move. Mark gives me the budget in our check-in. Says we had a strong year, 4.2% merit pool overall. Tells me to allocate based on performance and market position. Keep retention in mind. Then he sends me the master workbook and basically disappears. Guy hates spreadsheets. He just wants the final sign-off tab so he can click approve and feel executive. I open the file. Wall of data. Thousands of cells, names, titles, current comp, ratings, system recommendations. I lock my office door, throw on my focus playlist, pour a ginger kombucha into a glass like I'm preparing for surgery. Time to rebalance the system. First, filter engineering. Top row is Ethan, 33M, senior platform engineer. The guy who basically built half the old monolith everyone still depends on. Super quiet, wears the same gray zip hoodie every single day, never comes to happy hour, answers questions with one word, if he answers at all. Performance rating, 4.8 out of 5. Outstanding. Manager note says he personally patched the authentication exploit in Q3, critical asset. Current salary, $172,000. System recommended raise is 5.8%, just under 10 grand. I stare at it for a second. Does Ethan really need another 10K? Guy probably goes home to a basement apartment and raids in some MMO until 2 a.m. He has zero executive presence, doesn't mentor junior staff, which somehow always gets excused as he's just introverted. Translation, he doesn't engage. I delete 5.8, type 2.0. Add note, comp already above local market 95th percentile cap. Increase minimized to avoid compression. Development needed in cross-functional communication and culture contribution. And I get that little spark, that tiny thrill. Feels like correction. Feels like justice. Next row. Tyler, 28M, DevOps, rating 4.4, Recommended 4.8%. I change it to 1.2%. Note says, performance strong technically, but limited collaborative mindset. Next. Andre, 35M, QA lead, rating 4.1, recommended 3.7%. I change it to 0%. Note says, cost of living adjustment deferred due to variable comp weighting. There is no variable comp pool this year. Doesn't matter. I keep going all the way down. Engineering trim here, slice there, shave percentages, move money out of the pockets of the already protected, one row at a time. By the end of the pass, I've freed up roughly $168,000 from the merit pool. And now the fun part. Switch tab to Marketing and Customer Success. First one I stop on is Chloe, 25F, Social Media Coordinator. Total sweetheart, always compliments my outfits. We get matcha on Wednesdays and gossip about leadership. Rating 3.4 out of 5, meets expectations. Manager note says, strong attitude, needs better attention to detail. Current salary, $59,000. Recommended raise, 2.8%. I delete it, type 13%. Update title to Brand Campaign Lead. Justification, high retention risk, high potential talent, market correction required for competitive alignment. Clean, defensible language. Same thing for Emily in People Ops, my coordinator, basically my right hand. Same thing for Lauren in Customer Success. Same thing for a couple women in Content and Community. I am effectively moving money from the silent hoodie coders to the women doing the visible culture work. And yeah, in that moment, I feel like Robin Hood in Business Casual. Check final totals. Budget spend lands exactly where it needs to, not a dollar over, completely balanced, beautiful. I save the workbook. FY25_comp_planning_final_V4. Send it to Mark. Email says, Hi Mark, finalized comp plan attached. Completed market calibration and performance review allocations. Budget neutral while prioritizing retention in high-impact roles. Ready for sign-off. 15 minutes later, he replies, Looks good. Approved. That's it. I lean back in my steel-cased chair, catch my reflection in the dark edge of the monitor. Little smirk. I'm really good at this. Comp letters get generated. I schedule the emails to send Tuesday at 9 a.m. I expect some pushback. Nothing crazy, just enough whining to prove I touched a nerve. Normally, this is where people grumble for a day and move on. But I was counting on engineer psychology. They hate conflict. They're socially weird. They would rather build a bot to order groceries than ask for more money to my face. 9 a.m. rolls by. Then 10. Office stays weirdly quiet. I do a lap past the dev area. Nothing. Just the clack-clack of mechanical keyboards and monitor glow. I spot Ethan at his desk staring at his screen. Not mad, not visibly upset, just blank, totally unreadable. I smile to myself. They accepted it, took the pill, swallowed it, and kept typing. Lunchtime, I go out with Chloe and Lauren. Chloe is basically vibrating in her seat. We're at one of those overpriced salad places with wood tables and tiny forks. She leans in over her bowl and whisper shouts, Oh my God, I saw my comp letter. You were literally a lifesaver. She says she can finally afford that apartment in Ballard. She keeps sending me listings for it. I sip my sparkling water and give her the calm HR smile. You earned it. We reward talent here. I hear myself say it and fully believe my own PR copy. For a second, I feel generous-wise, like I'm running the family and keeping the house fed. We start talking about how dead the engineering side always feels. Lauren goes, Ethan looked like a corpse this morning, like fully NPC mode. Then she does the voice and I'm like, yeah, exactly. Get a personality. We laugh. I put the lunch on the company card. Team building, Totally legitimate. Next day, Wednesday. Calendar ping. New meeting request. Sender, Ethan. Subject, compensation follow-up. My stomach tightens a little. Not a lot, just enough to notice. But I shrug it off. I've handled way harder conversations. Terminations, harassment complaints, public crying in conference rooms. One awkward engineer is nothing. I accept the invite, spend 10 minutes getting my talking points straight. Market bans, holistic reviews, budget constraints, equity framework, all the usual language that sounds objective. I even do my mirror practice. The sympathetic face. The, I wish I could do more but my hands are tied face. He knocks on my door frame right on time. I switch to cheerful mode instantly. Come in. He walks in and sits down. Same gray hoodie, same tired posture, but he looks worse than usual. Dark circles, like he hasn't slept much. I try small talk first. Hey Ethan, what's up? Everything okay with the release build? Trying to warm him up. He doesn't take the bait. I receive my compensation statement. Flat voice, completely monotone. Then 2.0%? I nod and fold my hands on the desk like I'm in a leadership training video. Yeah, as you know, it was a tight year. We had to make strategic decisions across departments. Then he does something he almost never does. He looks directly at me. Not at the floor, not at my desk, straight at my eyes. It is instantly uncomfortable. He says, inflation was 6.8% last year. My rent increased 9%. This is a pay cut. I do the practiced sigh, the empathetic one. I understand the macro pressure, Ethan, but we don't tie compensation directly to inflation. We calibrate based on performance and market positioning. You are already at the upper end of the pay band for your level. Upper end of the band. He repeats it like he's checking for a syntax error. I nod. We have to maintain equity across the organization. He pauses. You can almost see him parsing the word equity like a broken packet. Then he starts listing things. Calm, not emotional, just facts. I delivered the service migration ahead of schedule. I trained both new junior engineers. I haven't taken a sick day in over 3 years. I jump in with the reassuring voice I know. And that work is valued, but we're also looking for broader visibility, leadership presence, cross-functional impact, soft skills. Soft skills. He repeats it back at me. Same tone, not angry, which somehow makes it worse. Yes, communication, culture contribution, participating in the larger company ecosystem. Then he just stares at me. Doesn't blink much. 5 seconds. Maybe 10. I start fidgeting with a pen without meaning to. Finally, he stands up. Okay, he says, I just wanted to understand the logic. I straighten up and go a little more formal. The logic is consistent application of market data and review criteria. Trying to sound decisive, authoritative, like this is all very normal. He gives one tiny nod. Understood. Then he leaves. No raised voice, no door slam, no passive-aggressive speech. Just gets up and walks out. I exhale as soon as the door closes. Crisis avoided. That's what I tell myself. He's a machine. He'll go back to his desk, write code, keep his head down, and be grateful he has stable work in this economy. Fast forward about 3 weeks. Something in the office feels off. Not dramatic, nothing you can point to in a meeting. Just a shift. Engineering gets even quieter than before, which I honestly didn't think was possible. No random joking by the coffee machine, no side conversations in the dev corner, just screens, headphones, work. They all start showing up exactly at 9 o'clock. Not 8:47, not 9:12, exactly 9 o'clock. And they all leave at 5 o'clock on the dot. Like synchronized factory bells. Productivity metrics look fine, actually a little better. Tickets closed, bugs cleared, all the numbers are green. But the vibe is dead. Completely dead. I try to warm things up Friday morning. I bring donuts. Nice ones, too. Local bakery, not grocery store garbage. I walk into the dev area holding the pink box like a peace offering. Happy Friday, guys. Set it on the middle table. Usually this would cause movement. They always used to drift over eventually. This time, nothing. Not one chair rolls back. Ethan doesn't even turn his head. He just keeps typing. After like a full minute, one junior guy gets up, grabs a donut, mumbles thanks, and speed walks back to his desk, like I'm contagious. I feel this flash of irritation. Seriously? Ungrateful. I'm the one constantly fighting for benefits and policy updates and flexibility, and this is the energy I get back? Fine, whatever. Then payroll migration starts eating my life. Big Q1 initiative. Huge. We're moving off our old payroll setup into a new HRIS platform. Mark put me in charge because technically it's an HR project, which on paper makes sense. In reality, it's a technical nightmare disguised as an HR task. We have to move 5 years of history. Salaries, tax data, SSNs, bank account info, vesting schedules, legacy comp adjustments, all of it. Sensitive as hell and all tied to payroll timing. If payroll goes late, this isn't just embarrassment, it's legal exposure. I start trying to map fields in Excel, thinking I can brute force it. Disaster immediately. Column formats don't match. Dates are stored 3 different ways. Some of the old exports use serial numbers, some use text strings, some are just chaos. I keep getting import errors from the new system. Schema mismatch, invalid type, required field missing. Repeat forever. I start panicking quietly at my desk. End-of-month deadline gets closer every day. I'm Googling solutions at night, reading Stack Overflow threads that might as well be in another language. People in the comments arguing about Python libraries and SQL joins. I understand maybe every 5th word. Finally, it hits me. I need engineering. Specifically, I need someone who can script a proper transformation. SQL, Python, data cleanup, the whole thing. I pull up the org chart, scroll through names, and yeah, it's Ethan. He's the only one with the right access level and skill set who can touch this without a week of approvals. I hesitate because I remember our comp meeting, that eye contact, that weird calm. But that was weeks ago. He's probably over it. And honestly, I'm effectively above him in the process hierarchy on this project. If the company needs this done, he needs to help. I walk over to his desk. He's got giant noise-canceling headphones on, the expensive kind. I tap his shoulder. He slides one ear cup off. Doesn't smile, doesn't look annoyed either. Just waiting. I go with polite and urgent. Hey, Ethan, sorry to interrupt. I'm in a bit of a bind on the payroll migration. He looks at me, silent. I keep talking. I need to merge historical comp data into the new schema, and Excel keeps crashing. Can you help me write a transformation script? He blinks once, says, I can do that. I'll need access to the source files. I pause because the source files mean everything. The raw comp sheets, the manual overrides, the comments, the exact notes I wrote for all those adjustments. Then I stop myself from spiraling. He's a back-end engineer. This guy stares at giant data sets all day. Millions of rows, logs, tables, garbage in, garbage out. To him, it's just strings and integers. He cares about schema, not what the numbers mean. And even if he glances at it, I can strip the comments before I send anything. Easy. Fine, sure, I tell him. I'll remove the personal note fields and put the export in the secure folder. Okay, he says. I'll write a mapping script tonight. I do the grateful smile. You are seriously saving me. Thank you. He puts the headphone back on before I even finish. Conversation over. I walk back to my desk, open the Master Comp workbook, find the column with all my HR justification notes. The one with the snarky little comments about culture contribution and soft skills and fit. I delete the whole column from the export copy. Leave the pay numbers exactly as is. Have to. Payroll history has to match for tax reporting and audits. I tell myself that part is normal, necessary, clean. He's not going to sit there and run analysis. He's going to write code, map column A to column B, fix the dates, move on with his life. I save the file as comp_history_export_clean.csv. Drop it into the secure drive, and I feel this immediate wave of relief. Like my shoulders finally unclench. Problem handled. Crisis avoided. I leave a little early that day, stop at the wine shop, buy a stupidly expensive bottle of natural red with a label that looks hand-drawn by a preschooler, drink a glass on my couch, tell myself I earned it. 3 days later, Slack ping from Ethan. Data migration complete, validation checks passed, new HRIS tables populated. I practically exhale into the keyboard. Send back. Amazing, thank you. You saved this project. I log into the new system. Everything is there. Employee records, historical comp, tax fields, banking data, all mapped correctly. No broken dates, no missing rows. I run the payroll preview. It works. Actually works. No errors, no red banners, no panic. I message Mark. Migration completed successfully, under budget and ahead of schedule. He reacts with a thumbs up emoji. That's it, just a thumbs up. And somehow that makes me feel invincible. Like I threaded a needle over a canyon and didn't even sweat. I start planning a little project celebration. Nothing huge, just enough to make sure people notice I pulled it off. I order fancy cupcakes from that boutique bakery downtown, the ones with gold flakes on top. Because if you're going to celebrate, you celebrate correctly. Next Monday, quarterly all hands, the big one. Whole company packed into the main atrium, remote people on a giant Zoom screen mounted on the wall. Mark is up front doing his Q1 state of the company thing. Revenue slide, pipeline slide, burn rate slide, all the usual executive weather report stuff. I'm in the front row in a structured blazer and heels. Full leadership costume. I glance toward the back at one point. Ethan is standing against the wall, hoodie up, arms crossed, same unreadable face. Mark finishes a slide about growth, says, "We're in a strong position," then smiles and does the hand gesture toward me. Now I'd like to invite our People Ops Director up to talk about the new benefits rollout and the successful systems migration. I stand up. Applause happens, polite, mostly from marketing and People Ops. I walk up and take the mic, thank Mark, switch to my practiced presentation voice. Tell everyone we're officially live on the new platform. Say it's a major step forward for operational efficiency and employee visibility. Then I say transparency, like I didn't just spend a month managing who sees what. Doesn't even catch in my throat. I keep going. We want Astron to be a workplace where people feel valued, where equity is part of the standard, not an afterthought. Right as I say equity, the Zoom screen flickers, once, then again. Mark turns around mid-smile. Slide deck disappears. He does that little confused squint. Technical issue, he mutters. Screen goes black for 1 second. The whole room is just silent and blue lit. Then a new window pops open. Not the deck. Not Zoom. A live dashboard. Dark theme. BI tool header across the top. Astron compensation analysis. 5-year trends. The room gets very quiet. I frown and lean toward the mic. Who is screen sharing? No answer. The dashboard starts animating on its own. Chart 1 loads. Salary increase versus performance rating, fiscal year 2025. Scatterplot. Dots everywhere. Each dot, an employee. And the pattern is instantly obvious, like punch you in the face obvious. Huge cluster of high ratings, 4.4 and above, with tiny raises under 2.5%, tagged engineering and infrastructure. Another cluster, ratings around 3.0 to 3.5, with giant raises, 10%, 12%, 13%, tagged marketing, people ops, customer success. The visual looks insane, like one of those fraud charts in a documentary. I hear people start whispering, "What is that? Is that real? Why are there labels?" Before anyone gets an answer, chart 2 slides in. Adjusted compensation change by gender, performance normalized. 2 lines. Blue line trending flat to down against inflation. Pink line shooting upward, almost vertical. A text box types itself onto the screen. Male employees with outstanding ratings received average increase 1.9%. Another text box. Female employees with meets expectations ratings received average increase 10.8%. Another one. Statistical anomaly detected. Likelihood of manual intervention 99.7%. My heart does this horrible skip, like it drops and stalls. Instant cold sweat across my back. Hands go numb on the mic. I look at Mark. He's frozen, mouth open, staring at the screen like someone just put a snake on the stage. I look toward the back wall. Ethan is still there, not on a laptop, not touching his phone, just standing there with his arms crossed. And that's when it clicks. He scheduled this. He preloaded it. He literally automated revenge. "Turn it off," I snap into the mic. "Turn it off right now. This is a breach. This is a hack." I sound panicked. I can hear it. Mark starts mashing buttons on the projector remote. Nothing happens. Screen changes again. New panel. Anonymized examples. But not really anonymized. Everyone can tell exactly what roles these are. Senior Platform Engineer, rating 4.8, increase $3,440. Brand Campaign Lead, rating 3.4, increase $7,670. People Ops Coordinator, rating 3.2, increase $8,100. Customer Success Specialist, rating 3.5, increase $9,200. The whispering turns into actual shouting. One of the principal architects stands up in the middle row. "Is this real?" he yells. "Did this actually happen?" I try to grab control. Go back to language. This is being presented without context. The methodology is misleading. You cannot evaluate compensation through isolated data points. I can hear myself. And it's all vapor. All my polished phrases suddenly sound fake, even to me. Someone from the dev side shouts, "What context makes this not insane?" Another voice from the back. "Looks like payroll theft." Then the last screen comes up. And I know immediately I'm dead. Recovered audit log. My stomach drops straight through the floor. I deleted the note column from the CSV copy, but I forgot the system logs version. History edit trail. Every override in the planning workbook had a record, and Ethan found it. Line by line on the giant screen. User, my name. Action, edited raise_% from 5.8 to 2.0. Comment, cap for compression, needs stronger soft skills / culture contribution. Timestamp visible. Next line. User, my name. Action, edited raise_% from 2.8 to 13.0. Comment, retention risk, market correction / high potential. Timestamp visible. More entries scrolling. My edits, my comments, my logic. All of it. The room detonates. People are on their feet, talking over each other. Somebody is cursing. Someone else is yelling for legal. Mark turns and looks at me. His face is red-purple now, not CEO calm anymore. No polished voice. "Did you write those notes?" he says, full volume, right into my face in front of everyone. I open my mouth. Mark, I can explain. It was strategic." I don't even finish. He points toward the exit. "Get out." He says it low at first, like he's trying not to lose it in front of everyone. Then louder. "Get out of this room. Go to your office." I let go of the mic. It drops and blasts this awful feedback scream through the atrium. Everyone flinches. I start walking down the center aisle, and every face I pass looks the same. Shock, anger, disgust. Real hatred. Chloe is in one of the front rows. She won't even look at me, just staring down at her lap like I'm already dead. I pass Ethan near the back wall. I look at him for the first time all morning. He looks right at me. He pulls one ear cup off his headphones. Tiny smile, barely there, just a little curl at the corner of his mouth. Then he leans in and says, almost under his breath, "Soft skills." It hits me harder than the dashboard did. I keep walking before I do something stupid. I get out of the atrium, down the hall into my office, lock the door. My hands are shaking so bad I can barely hit the keypad on my phone. I try to unlock it and miss the code twice. Outside, I can hear voices getting louder. Mark, doing emergency CEO cleanup mode, talking fast, corporate apology tone. "We are launching an immediate investigation. We will review all compensation decisions. We will correct any discrepancies." I sit there in my chair, staring at the wall, heart pounding in my throat. Maybe 10 minutes later, my door opens. I didn't even hear a knock. It's not Mark. It's head of legal and 2 security guards. One by the door, one already halfway inside like I'm going to run. Legal guy is holding a folder, perfectly calm. "We need your laptop and your badge. You are being placed on immediate administrative leave pending termination for cause." For cause? I actually scream it. For cause? I was doing my job. I was correcting the pay imbalance. He doesn't react, just keeps that lawyer face. "You created a disparate impact liability that may expose the company to significant damages. You manually altered compensation allocations contrary to documented review criteria. That is fraud." Fraud. The word makes my ears ring. I stand up so fast my chair hits the credenza. I need to talk to Mark. "Mark does not want to speak with you right now. Please hand over your badge." My fingers feel numb. I unclip the badge and hand it to him. Security waits while I slide my laptop across the desk. One guard takes it immediately. Like evidence. They escort me out. No chance to pack anything. Not even my mug. We walk past the glass wall by engineering. Every dev is watching. All of them. Nobody is typing. Nobody pretending to work. Just staring as the culture leader gets walked out by security like a criminal. I keep my chin up for maybe 10 seconds. Then I lose it and stare at the floor tiles. We reach the elevators. Doors open. I step in. As they start closing, I glance back and I see it. 2 guys in engineering, high-fiving. Someone pops open a can of soda. Ethan is standing there with that same calm face, but he looks lighter, like he just won a championship. Elevator doors close. That's the end of my life as I knew it. Next day, I get the official termination packet by FedEx. Thick envelope, legal language everywhere. Gross misconduct, discriminatory compensation practices, data manipulation. 0 severance. They even challenge my unemployment claim, say I was terminated for intentional misconduct. I panic. Then I do what every HR person does when they think narrative can save them. I go to LinkedIn. Post some polished statement talking about being unfairly pushed out for advocating equity. That lasts maybe an hour. Then I get absolutely destroyed. Former employees pile into the comments. People repost screenshots from the dashboard. Someone uploads clips from the all-hands recording. I get ratioed into oblivion. My name starts circulating in local tech circles for all the wrong reasons. I become a cautionary tale. Recruiters stop returning messages. One headhunter literally says, "Oh, you're that HR lady from the compensation thing. Yeah, sorry, nothing for you," and hangs up. Seattle tech is a small world. When you're radioactive, money runs out fast. My rent doesn't care about personal branding. I can't keep the loft, can't make the payments without my salary. I break the lease, lose the deposit, sell the Polestar, sell 2 designer bags and a bunch of clothes online just to cover bills. Go from exposed brick and curated plants to a damp 1-bedroom in Kent. The place smells like mildew and old carpet, no matter how much I clean. My car now is a 2013 Honda Civic with a dented rear bumper and 1 mismatched hubcap. I spend my days applying for jobs I used to think were beneath me. Office coordinator at an orthodontist. Front desk at a dealership. Admin assistant at a plumbing company. I tailor resumes. I rewrite cover letters. I hear nothing back. Or I get one call and then silence after they Google me. 6 months later, I finally land something. HR generalist at a construction supply company. Salary is $55,000, less than half of what I used to make. The office is basically a trailer parked on a gravel lot behind a warehouse. My boss is a giant guy everybody calls Big Ron. He dips tobacco in meetings and spits into a cup while talking about overtime. There is no DEI committee, no culture council, no matcha runs, no natural wine talk. The entire people strategy is make sure payroll hits on time so the drivers don't quit. I sit at a metal desk with 1 flickering fluorescent light above me. Enter timesheets by hand, fix missing punches, file workers' comp paperwork. My spirit is not bent, it's snapped. One rainy Tuesday, I'm eating a sad turkey sandwich at my desk. White bread dry as insulation. I open LinkedIn on my phone. I know I shouldn't, but apparently I like reopening wounds. I search Ethan. His profile photo is different now. Same face, but no hoodie. He's in a suit jacket, clean haircut. Headline says, Director of Engineering Operations. He got promoted. Of course he got promoted. Mark probably gave him whatever title and comp package he wanted to keep the company out of court. I click his activity. He posted some article, something like Data Integrity in People Operations. It has like 18,000 likes. He spoke at a conference in San Francisco. There's a stage photo of him with a headset mic. Caption under it says, True equity isn't built on narratives, it's built on numbers. Proud to lead a team where performance is the standard. I feel sick reading it. Keep scrolling. Then I see Chloe in the comments. The same Chloe I boosted, the same one who called me a lifesaver over salad. Her comment says, So true, amazing leadership, Ethan. Just like that. Full switch. Wind changed, and she changed with it. I get this lump in my throat so fast it hurts. I want to throw my phone. I want to comment. I want to type, I made your career. I put money in your pocket. But I don't. Because deep down, I know exactly what happened. Ethan won. He played it slow. Let me dig my own grave with perfect confidence. Waited until I was standing at the bottom, then sealed it shut with a dashboard and an audit log. Hey, Big Ron yells from the other room. Those I-9s done yet? I flinch so hard I almost dropped the phone. Wipe my face with my sleeve before anyone sees. Coming, Ron, I shout back. I lock my screen, set the phone face down. Look at the stack of dusty forms on my desk. Grease smudges, truck driver handwriting, coffee stains. This is my life now. I pick up my pen and go back to work.